Hi, I'm Ron Campbell and welcome to my shop. Today we have on the lathe a piece of Norfolk Island Pine. It's 8 inches tall, 6 inches in diameter, and we're going to turn this showing the knots. Here's the piece that we're going to try and accomplish. The limbs and the pith run at an 8 to 12 degree angle. To determine the angle, you must study the pith. You can see here the pith is off-center to the bottom of the limb. This is telling me the pith is running in the upward position. That will be the top of my vessel, and that's where I will start to look for the knots. Here, I have it mounted between centers and starting to chew up the piece. I'm using the axe by Carter Products with the SQ15 RA2 radius square cutter. Here I have the same tool, the axe by Carter, and the SQ11 RA2, and I'm starting to remove more and more of the top, looking for the top of the knot. Now I've gone to the bottom of the piece, started to put a little bit of shape to the piece, and still looking for the knots on the top as I go back to the top. I have switched here to the axe with the RD16 AZ Carbide cutter. I'm now starting to refine the shape, round it over, and paying attention to where the knots are and where they fall. Here you can see I'm going to switch back to the square cutter. I'm going to start to bring the bottom down, put a tenon on it so it can be chuck mounted. I stop often to check my knots, where I'm at, and try and keep track of the knots. It's the most important part of the vessel we're turning, and I don't want to go too far and lose the knots on the inside vessel. Now I've switched over to the axe again with the DIA-10, which is a sharp pointed diamond. Here I'm going to go inside, start to hollow this out a little bit and look for my knots. And you can see here I've just started to see the knots. I will continue to work this and work my wall so that I get my wall thickness and I can see my knots on the inside vessel. It's important here to be cautious using the diamond. It has 3 points on it. Obviously the end point, which is very sharp, but you have 2 points on the very corner where it goes into the tool itself. Should you catch all 3 points, you could easily throw it off the lathe, so you have to continue to make space for the diamond to work. Here I've made the decision to thin the outside wall of the vessel. So I'm doing that with the diamond, continuing to follow the curve of the outside of the vessel and thin the wall down. Also keeping track that I have enough work room so that I don't get a catch with the diamond and bind it up. Here I've made the decision after looking closely that I'm going to reduce the height of the outside vessel, bring it down and bring it closer to the knots, exposing a little more on the inside so that I can get my diamond tool in there to work against the top of the inside vessel. Here, looking at the inside, you can see the knots on the very inside of the outside vessel. That shows me that I'm getting close to seeing them in the very top of the inside vessel. Taking another look, I've decided now that I'm going to thin the outside wall down even more, trying to expose more of the knots and keep things as thin as I possibly can. This is the finish line. This is where I'm saying I am done with the outside, and now we'll start to hollow with the Carter Products Hollow Roller. This is a product that I have used a long time, and here I'm using the AZ Carbide Teardrop Hollower to do all the hollowing. The Carbide Teardrop will give me a smooth finish. I've elected not to show you the hollowing as it gets pretty boring. This is the finished piece as it will come off the lathe. You can see the knots both inside and outside on both vessels, and I'm very pleased with what I've been able to accomplish for the first time on this piece. I will develop a lid for this piece, and it'll be out of Paduke or a red looking wood. Here it is sitting on the lathe. Hope you enjoyed this.